I don't even know what transpired. I don't even know what transpired. That's crazy. I'm coming. We back though. We back. We back. We are back. We are back though. We back. We back. I'm gonna see if I can get us some light though. Cause this ain't working for you, boy. We back. We back. We back outside. Shout out to Kamoyo King. Yeah, part two. Part two. We gonna make it do what it's gonna do. We out here. We out here. No fear. No fear and everything like that. Part two. Appreciate you sticking around, Big Ruben, and everything like that. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, no. So when we look at the writers and everything like that, going back to the problem with Ororo, why I think so many fans got triggered in regards to issue 7, specifically those Black Panther fans and everything like that. It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on over the past. It's 2025. It's been a lot going on with this character. Like I said, for no reason. For no reason. For no reason. It's been a lot going on with the character ever since the actor passed away. And you can't explain, even though you will have people try to casually dismiss it as, well, T'Challa is dead. He dead all over the place. And folks know that's not true because you still see the character represented in the comic books. Some of us even have the character at home when we say, hey, we got Wakanda at the house. There's a reason for that. That allows us to not be triggered. Appreciate you, Big Vernon. Appreciate you. That allows us to not be triggered. We see how people are moving behind the scenes and everything like that. But when you have access to the character, you're able to revisit stories and everything like that. You see what good writing looks like, so you know what bad writing is, which is the damnedest thing to me, because when I look at the comments regarding T'Challa and Ororo, I never knew that many people held the characters actually responsible for their actions. Like, not the writer, not the editors, but holding fictional characters responsible for their actions as if they're real. They're not. And I say that as somebody who's crazy about T'Challa. Not real. I have who is the Black Panther, and that's the last Black Panther story I truly enjoy. You ain't wrong with that. Hey, okay, we're in the outskirts of the Golden City today. Yeah. Shout out to Kamoyo King. So I understand why we're triggered. I would love to tell you that I don't get triggered. I do. I just say to myself, Theo, you getting triggered. So anytime that character pops up, in regards to a relationship with Aurora, you automatically got X-Men fans that don't care about that character gonna chime in, and then you got MCU fans that don't know and ain't cared to do no research about that character. Right, it's okay to go to talk, go yourself just to argue. Exactly. So as I said last night, I will say it again. I know we all play a part, and if I did or said anything to offend the writer, to make him feel not welcome on Twitter, I humbly apologize. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, and none of these stories are going to ever 100% be the way that we want them to. Writers aren't going to always give you the story that you want. What I like to do is, because I've seen how our characters have been written, is be a sounding board for the writer. Like, hey, I'm rocking with you. You might not know this about the character. Let me tell you what's going on with the character. Let me give you a little bit of the character's history, so that, and I understand these books are written well in advance and everything like that. But let me give you some knowledge, some wisdom that the editorial department might not be giving you, so you can correct this down the road. Because I can see it's going to be a problem. And many of us foresaw, for a plethora of reasons, that the way he wants to write Ororo was going to be problematic to quite a few people for a plethora of reasons. I can't say all of them are valid because they're not all valid, but quite a few people were going to have a problem. That said, moving over to Anthony Mackie. Now, I found myself I don't want to say caught up, but I found myself, okay, so I like Anthony Mackie as an actor. I think his portrayal of Sam Wilson, no, I take that back. I know his portrayal of Sam Wilson in the MCU leaves a lot to be desired. Some of it's his fault. Quite a bit of it is the MCU's fault. And we talked about the MCU's part in this, the presentation of the character, the writing of the character, and everything like that. But let me take a look at the actor that is Anthony Mackie. First of all, like I said, I like Anthony Mackie as an actor, and I believe an actor is capable of doing something until they show me that they can't do it. So I put out, and this all stems from me having a conversation with my wife. I said, hey, if they'd have told you such and such and so-and-so was going to be cast as T'Challa, would you have went to go see it? And what do I mean when I say that? Before we found out Chadwick Boseman had been cast to play the role of T'Challa, would you have went to go see it if it was Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, Wesley Snipes, LL Cool J? I just went down a litany of names and everything like that. And the reason why I did that is not to take away from the incredible job that Chadwick Boseman did. It's basically that we don't know what these actors are capable of doing until they actually get something good to do something with. So when I look at Anthony Mackie, now, I said, hey, could you see Anthony Mackie as Nino Brown in a New Jack City remake? Shout out to all the folks over there on TikTok and everything. Quite a few people chimed in. If you are of the mindset that he couldn't do it, you need to know it's more folks agree with you that he couldn't do it than folks that feel like he could do it. I don't necessarily think that's fair, though. I don't think BP fans played a starring role in this drama, or that issue 7 was the main trigger. I think X-Men Hunt pissing off Cyclops fan was the far bigger issue. That's easy to say, S. Jaddix, but the reason why I say Black Panther fans played a role, because Black Panther fans were needlessly going back and forth with X-Men fans. And the comments back and forth, see, when you know better, you do better. And we're not finna act like we didn't see folks from various camps insulting one another. No, they were doing it. They were doing it. And when you look at, you're the writer, and like I said, this is the thing that I don't think we take into consideration, because I think most of us focus on what he wrote. He's a humble person. What about this dude reminds you of John Ridley? Nothing. 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 He might be stubborn. He might be like, well, I want to write the story that I want to write. But he's not arrogant. In essence, he doesn't deserve to be talked at. We can disagree with what he's doing, the way we disagreed on our lives and everything like that. We can say, hey, we're going to check for the story. We can say, hey, I'm done reading it. But there was a lot of toxicity from quite a few camps. It wasn't just Storm fans. It wasn't just X-Men fans. No, I read some of the comments that came from us. I did. I did. And honestly, there were some things said to him that you wouldn't want somebody saying to you. So it is what it is. But Anthony Mackie, like I said, I think Anthony Mackie is an incredible actor. I think he's a talented actor and everything like that. I find myself in the LeBron James situation. I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I believe that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but I have found myself having to defend LeBron James from haters. There's a difference between giving somebody constructive criticism and just hating. Well, when I look at Anthony Mackie, like I said, I asked the question, could he play Nino Brown? And I thought to myself, I said, what am I really looking from Anthony Mackie when it comes to playing Nino Brown?
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I'm in the midst of doing a live right now. I'm outside, so I got the kids with me. One of the things that I look at in regards to Anthony Mackie, would he look good in a suit? Because Nino Brown was in a suit, right?
I found the ball. Hey.
Would he be able to pull off an earring in his ear?
Sir?
Would he be able to wear a Kango?
Sir? I just found the ball.
You find the ball? Okay.
Can I get it?
Go ahead. You know, would he be able to do that? But yeah, a writer should never interact this much with fans and stands online. And I think Mary would pick the wrong friends. Antoine is no good. I want us to think about what you're saying with that. You're saying the writer should be standoffish to a degree, but is that really what you want? Or is it that you just want the writer to be able to make better decisions? See, I think we got to be mindful of saying, well, the writer interacted too much. Did he? Now, should the writer be mindful? Well, I think all of us should be more mindful, right? Okay, I think more of us should be mindful, right? Not just the writer. Those of us that know better, why are we going back and forth in regards to folks when we know better? And we might know more about the character than the writer does. So are we any different than the writer? Because we engage. So I could be wrong. I don't look at it as the writer was engaging too much. No, I just think about, I look at it as folks don't know how to interact. Folks don't know how to interact, and folks don't know how to agree to disagree. And folks don't know how to say they don't like something. No, it's got to all be personal. So I get what you're saying, but I don't agree. I don't agree. But like I said, going back to the Sam Wilson, we're gonna stay right there for the rest of the evening. Anthony Mackie. I did myself the pleasure of looking at some comparisons here. Because like I said, when we talk about Anthony Mackie playing the role of Nino Brown, he ain't got to say that many curse words. Do he look good in a suit? Can he wear a Kango? Now, my brother Kamoyo said he ain't hood enough. I can't say I agree or disagree. I'm just gonna say, ain't he supposed to be from New York? like if you from New York, if you were born in New York, raised in New York, that type of thing should be sitting right there. Like you should be, it should be right there. It might not be front and center, but you should be able to fall back on it. So, but I'm like, okay, because the story does take place in New York, so he should be that. Can he be the ladies' man? Because Nino Brown was the ladies' man, right? Like he was him. Let me go ahead and take it here. So I did us the favor of looking up Anthony Mackie's filmography, and we're just gonna compare it to Wesley Snipes' filmography. And if you here, definitely hit that like button. I see we got 7 people here. We only got 4 likes and everything like that. Help a brother out. Black owned business. Hit that like button. So
That's you.
here's what we're looking at.
I was talking about
Anthony Mackie's filmography, and it goes all the way back to 2002. So we got 8 Mile, Papa Doc. Remember that? And it's crazy because, as I was telling somebody today, this is one of the scenes he's most well known for, even to this day. 23 years later, and it's still the whole Papa Doc meme floating around, and he's still talking about it when he go on talk shows. Stop talking about this.
China is gonna fall down.
So you got Hollywood Homicide. You got Brother to Brother. That was in 2004. The Manchurian Candidate. Be careful. Y'all be careful. Let me do this live. The Manchurian Candidate. Of course, that was Denzel Washington's vehicle. She Hate Me, which is my favorite Anthony Mackie movie. Haven, 2004. Sucker Free City, 2004. $1 Million Baby, 2004. The Man, that was Samuel Jackson's movie, 2005. Half Nelson, 2006. Freedom Land, 2006. What are we saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 movies thus far, right? So let's take a look at Wesley Snipes' filmography. 11 movies. Let's take a look at Wesley Snipes' first 11 movies. The Water Dance, Future Sport, Zigzag, Cutthroat City, Jackie Chan, My Story, Michael Jackson, Bad. Now, you remember you remember Wesley Snipes in Bad? Michael Jackson's video? He was in a gang. That's 6, by the way. Wildcats with Goldie Hawn. Remember that? Hard Luck. Hold on, I want to make sure I got these in order. Water Dance, Future Sport, Jackie Chan, My Story. Wildcats was in 1986. One Night Stand was in 1997. Mo Better Blues was in 1990. Boiling Point was in 1993. Rising Sun was in 1993. Sugar Hill was in 1994. The Fan with Robert De Niro was in 1996. Drop Zone was in 1994. King of New York was in 1990. Major League was in 1989. White Men Can't Jump was in 1992. Money Train was 1995. And Murder at 1600 was in 1997. With Theo, what are you saying? If you look at all those movies that Wesley Snipes played in the 90s, they were all action flicks. To a degree. They were all he was whooping somebody's ass in the movies. So somebody was gonna get kicked in the mouth, or somebody was gonna get a fist to the face in all of his movies. We can't say that about Anthony Mackie. Now he plays a role in that. He does. He plays a role in that. But in the move, how can I put this? Wesley Snipes is a smaller man than Anthony Mackie. Hell, what's my guy's name? Transporter. Jason Statham is a smaller man. There are actors that are smaller than Anthony Mackie. there are actors that are older than Anthony Mackie. You believe Denzel Washington would put hands on you before you believe Anthony Mackie will. And how old is Denzel Washington? You believe Samuel L. Jackson will put hands on you before Anthony Mackie does. That's because of the roles they've taken. That's because of the roles that they've taken. And I will submit this as evidence. Bow Wow. You not thinking Bow Wow can whoop no ass in no movie. You ain't never seen it. When they did that movie, Fast and Furious, and the dude put hands on Bow Wow, just walked up, hit him in the mouth, and kept going, I said, he got to stop taking them roles. I get it. You short, but Kevin Hart ain't even taking them roles like that. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that. Another evidence, George Reeves, Superman, typecast, could not get away from Superman. Well, it is 2025, and what do we keep saying about Anthony Mackie? Clarence had two good parents, and Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. Even when Twisted Metal, and shout out to my brother, Flash by Night Marvel, shout out to him and everything like that. I didn't know that was Samoa Joe. But even in Twisted Metal, this series that I heard was pretty good, I did not watch it, he has to sing a song or the clown is gonna kill him. And the song that he chooses is the thong song. That's Wesley Snipes not doing that. Clown pull up on Wesley. Wesley and the clown got to throw hands. Clown pull up on Denzel. Denzel gonna try and talk to the clown first, but if that ain't what it is, they finna put hands. Clown put up on Samuel L. Samuel gonna cuss the clown out first, then shoot the clown up. That's what we getting ready to happen with these cats. Kevin Hart gonna crack some jokes, run around and everything like that, go throw some stuff at the clown, and the clown gonna mysteriously die because Kevin Hart gonna defeat the clown by accident. But that ain't what's happening. And if we're sitting up here saying, because somebody said it, they believe Damson Idris. I want us to think about that for a second, because we need to know why we're saying that. Damson Idris could play Nino Brown before Anthony Mackie. So you're saying you see, because Damson Idris ain't no big fella. Because of what he did on Snowfall. That's what that is. Because of his portrayal. And mind you, he from England. He don't talk like that in real life. But because of his portrayal on Snowfall, you see him being able to do that more than a dude who, based on his physical appearance, should be able to do that exact same damn thing. That's all. Snipes projects a fear factor that Mackie just don't. But could he though? And mind you, I know why Wesley Snipes generates that fear factor, because of the projects that he's been in. I can't necessarily tell you I looked at Wesley Snipes the same way in Julie Newmar. That was a different Wesley Snipes. And I'm saying this because while some of us know who Will Smith was prior to rapping, prior to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, prior to Parents Don't Understand, you see Will Smith more of a threat than Anthony Mackie. Why? Because of the projects you've seen Will Smith in. You ain't telling me you looked at the dude that was in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and felt like he was. No, because that's all you had to go off was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And mind you, he had to work hard to do that, Because we ain't seen Buddy that plays Steve Urkel, have we? We ain't seen him. You ain't seen him. We need to think about how hard that was. He went from being the silly dude to being the dude that, okay, I'm playing Muhammad Ali. Like, you got folks literally, which I never thought folks would say. You got folks literally feeling like Will Smith only hit Chris Rock like that because he was bigger than Chris Rock. Well, it don't matter what the size of the person is if they soft. If they soft, they just big. But no, to a degree, you like, yeah. He had, to those that's gonna say Chris had it coming, you didn't think Will was, you said, oh yeah, he had to do that. We not surprised Will got up and slapped Chris. No, low-key, you think that's in his demeanor. Because of the roles that you've seen him play. We saw Will Smith play Hancock. And you probably ain't looked at Will Smith the same since he put that dude head up that other dude's behind. You probably ain't looked at Will Smith the same. He like, yeah, he ain't nobody to be played with. So when I look at Anthony Mackie, like I said, this is a safe space. Safe space. We can agree to disagree. That ain't what this is. This ain't no right or wrong video. This ain't no right or wrong video. It ain't what that is. We all got our personal opinions. We're entitled to them till somebody show us something different. Somebody show us something different. I believe he could play it. That don't mean that don't mean I'm right. Now I could be dead ass wrong when I say that. I could be like, yeah, he could play Nino Brown. They do a remake of New Jack City and he went to bed. He could. He absolutely could. He absolutely could. But I believe he could. I believe he could, but I don't think anybody's going to take the character that he's portraying in the MCU any more serious than they already do until they start seeing the actor outside the MCU start whooping on a more consistent basis. I just don't believe that's going to happen. In regards to Ororo, spinning the block on that one, spinning the block on Ororo, I'm gonna continue to collect the comic book. Now that's just me. I'm gonna continue to collect the comic book. I want to see where the story goes. I do. As far as continuing to review the comic book, I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna be fair in my reviews and everything like that. I'm gonna be fair in my reviews. I think that's I think that's the right thing to do. I gave him my word, and I'm not the type of person, but yeah, something got to be seriously going on for me to go back on my word. So I am going to do that. I can appreciate, and when I say appreciate, discern, I can discern those that have legitimate complaints because they'll be able to explain them. They'll be able to explain them, and it won't take having a hint of malice to it. They'll be able to articulate why they have a problem with something. I don't feel confident that the character will remain elevated once he steps away. That's if I had to say I had a concern, that would be my concern. I don't believe the character is going to stay at an elevated status once he walks away. I think, and I don't even understand how that works, because I'm like, yeah, I get it. She was created as an X-Man, but if I'm the editor-in-chief, CB Cebulski, you're not finna tell me just because you're the editor-in-chief of any subgroup of characters what you gonna do and not do with them characters if it don't make sense or it don't move the needle financially. You can't tell me that. And so Ororo does need her ongoing monthly comic book, regardless of whether Ayodele Murewa continues to pen it or not. She does not need to rejoin the X-Men unless the X-Men are going to be elevated to Avenger level status in regards to the foes that they deal with. I am a fan of the aspect of her being elevated to God status. And the reason why I say that, where the black gods at? Where they at? We got Sango, so she would be the second one. And if she is the storm goddess of, if she's the mutant storm goddess, no differently than Mama Ranga is the aboriginal storm goddess, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with her being the mutant storm goddess. She needs to stay up there at that elevated status. She does need to be on more teams like the Avengers. She needs to lead those teams as well. In regards to her relationship with T'Challa, I think Marvel editorial needs to make a decision. These are fictional characters. They aren't real. Thus, it's us, humans, that are writing them. I think it would be a shame if Marvel editorial never paid off the brilliant story that Reginald Hudlin gave us. I think it would be a shame if we never paid that off. I think it's even worse that we're saying we got Dave Cockrum saying he doesn't want to be forced for Ororo and T'Challa to be together, and folks will give you 1,000 excuses. They will say, well, Jean and Scott are in the same book. Okay, well, that's not our fault as black fans, because if that's the case, why wasn't Ororo with Bishop? Ororo and Bishop were in the same comic book and we didn't do nothing with them. So I think that is a problem that is there at Marvel. I think intelligent fans need to be able to speak to it and not find themselves chasing or going down rabbit holes. No, you have a black love image issue at Marvel Comics. I think when those editors get interviewed at Comic-Cons and everything like that, regardless of the ethnicity, orientation of the reporters there, they're not doing their jobs if they don't ask them and hold them accountable for their responses to those questions. I want to see what's going to happen with Ororo. He says, and by he, Mara Ayodele says he hopes to stick the landing. I'm rooting for him. I want him to stick the landing. I just have an idea that regardless of how well he sticks the landing, he's going to upset some people. This is what it is. Well, as a writer, while you don't necessarily have a responsibility to please everybody, you do have a responsibility for that story to make sense. And it can't just make sense to you. It's got to make sense. So I'm here for that. I'm going to see what it's going to lead to. Mackie has the Netflix movies to bolster his credentials. He's going to need to whoop somebody's ass in the movies. Good luck, Mr. Ayodele, if you're watching. Hey, I like I say, I wish him all the best in the world. I'm going to continue to support the book. It ain't nowhere near bad as John Ridley's run. And I want us to stop talking like it is. It ain't. His run ain't nowhere. I don't give a damn what X-Men fans say. They can say whatever they want to. He ain't doing nothing to Ororo that was done to T'Challa. Oh no. No, 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 no. With Aurora, we wish we could have got that in the 15 issues that dude was writing T'Challa. We ain't get that. Aurora came back. She done moved out the mansion. She got her sanctuary. It's in Chocolate City, Atlanta, the ATL. That's where that's at. We ain't get that over there. We see the Herald of Eternity. We couldn't even get Bash to show up under his run. Nope. He got her putting hands on gods and everything like that. Over there up under somebody else's run, everybody named Mama was putting hands on T'Challa. So I know. he hell no. Hell and watch this. Hey, Theo, don't do it. Oh no. Because you remember JR Run like I remember JR Run. She slept with Logan. You know how you felt in JR's run when he was trying to apply who T'Challa was sleeping with. Oh boy, look here. I remember that. In love? What you mean in love? In love with who? This dude ain't ever been written like he was in love with anybody except for Monica Lynn and Aurora. In love with who? The fact that dude, see, I ain't even want to go down that road. The fact that he insinuated there was more there between Jai and T'Challa in ways Eve never insinuated there was something between T'Challa and Besa. And Eve, Dr. Eve Ewing called hell like it was no tomorrow. I like, she didn't even say that. She didn't even hint at that. They friends. We act like folks can't be friends and have a different lifestyle. We act like what that can't be. But in that dude 15 issue run, oh no, he had T'Challa looking like he had. Oh man, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do that. Oh, IDK why it felt so odd seeing something that was really close to her father. Well, I mean, if you watch this, Big Ruben, Vic is Vic. Vic is Vic. If Vic is the Sorcerer Supreme, which he is at that time frame, and you trying to make a move on Aurora by have her link up with you, Vic would do that. That's why I said we feel some type of way as Black Panther fans, and I get it, I understand it. But I'm also a comic book fan, so I know who Dr. Doom is. We know who Victor Von Doom is. Vic would have did the same. This the same damn dude. Is this not the same damn dude who manipulated his way into being the godfather of Reed and Sue's child? This the same damn dude who went above and beyond to find out what it would take for Dr. Doom to have a happy life. And as soon as the Doom that the Victor Von Doom that had a happy life said what it would take, he deleted him and the whole damn universe. So I say that to say this. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like I said, I don't want anybody thinking I don't get triggered. I get triggered just like y'all do. I do. I just say to myself, I'm getting triggered. Then I ask myself, why am I getting triggered? And then I go about my business. I know I say, okay, does this make sense logically? I saw T'Challa show up in issue 7, and I said to myself, ooh. I said, ooh. But then I said, read the story. Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, had T'Challa just been in the book by himself, wouldn't have made sense. Had Tony just showed up by himself, I'd have asked some questions. You know, Everything fit within the context of the story. And I'm gonna apologize because it's gonna sound like I'm being braggadocious. I'm not. Creative writing was my major. Creative writing was my major, with a minor in communications. That was my major. It's what that was. So when I'm looking at a story, I'm like that teacher that's gonna grade that paper later on. That story better make sense. I don't give a damn if I like the villain. I don't give a damn if I like the hero. I don't give a damn if I like you as the writer. That story better make sense, because that's the only way I'm coming at it. I'm reading it because I'm a fan of the character, but I'm reading that story from somebody who's, you see what I'm saying? I'm reading those stories not just as a comic book fan. No, that's not how I'm reading them stories. I'm also reading those stories from somebody who has been taught how to write and read those stories. So when I'm looking at it and I'm saying it don't make no damn sense, I'm saying that by and large because it wouldn't have made no damn sense to my teachers either. And my teachers, well, they read all that stuff, all that stuff, all them old behind writers and everything like that, that folks forget their names. They read them. I read them. I had to do papers on them. Okay, well, the paper that got turned in off my comprehension of what the writers wrote. So, that's where I'm at with it. So, um, something that, yeah, but yeah, so I get it. I understand. What's funny is I'm sure Storm's father would have loved to give his blessing to. He would have never chose Logan. First of all, ain't nobody choosing. Mariko's dad didn't even choose Logan for her. So I don't know. First of all, this us we talking to. This us. Okay, so when do Logan get to walk in to your home and say he want to get with your daughter, and you say that's what's up? First and foremost, if Logan walk in, you low-key probably remember Logan fighting in some type of war that predates your daughter being alive. he Does Logan have on cologne? Did Logan walk in being humble, or did Logan walk into your house thinking he was all that in a bag of chips? Feet up on the couch and everything like that, opening beer? No, Which one of us? Which one of us fathers signing off on that? None of us. None of us. None of us. So I don't even know what this is, this whole thing. And like I said, I need folks to stop saying she's an independent woman as if that's the end all say all, because really what they're saying is she's an independent woman and independent black women don't date black men. Stop saying that. Listen, that's my time. Thank y'all so much for coming. Part one, part two. Didn't know we was gonna go through and experience that and everything like that, but I just want us to take some time. I am uh, communication could always be better. Communication could always be better. And like I said, this ain't a right or wrong video. This ain't a my way or the highway video. No, this video is just about understanding where we all come from. And I think we could all do a much, myself included, a much better job in trying to understand, empathize where somebody is coming from, whether we're talking to a writer or whether we're talking to fans from different fan bases. I think the empathy part is lacking. I think that do unto others as you would have them do unto you part is lacking. And if nothing else, this video was just, let's not forget how we was raised. That's all it was. That's all it. Listen, I'm out. Thank y'all so much. Those of y'all that are here, thank y'all for hitting the like button and everything like that. Yes, we do have scripts that are done for comic book reviews and everything like that. We're gonna do our best to get those out to you. We do have What a Week It Was Wednesday coming y'all way tomorrow. Yes, we're not sure what time we're gonna do What a Week It Was Wednesday, but we do have What a Week It Was Wednesday. To those that are, and I'm saying this because it is, no, it is what it is. To those who are offended, rightfully so, wrongfully so, feeling some type of way about his writing in Storm, go pick up Akugan, Brutalizer of the Gods. Like, and as bad as you feel over here, you're going to feel the exact opposite over there. If you think it's a game, check out the comic book reviews I got on Brutalizer of the Gods and everything like that. Like I said, what I get from him is it's a humble spirit. I get somebody who takes great pride in what he's writing. I get from him somebody who is not that comfortable or not that aware of how Americans view stuff and everything like that. I get that. But I also get from him somebody that wants to get it right. Let me say that. Wants to get it right. So that's how I feel about that's what I get from him. As far as the writing, I only had a problem with a portion of issue 3. Other than that, I'm good. But Akugan, Brutalizer of the Gods, I really can't say enough about that comic book. I cannot say enough. And it was just a 3-issue series. I felt as good about that 3-issue series as what I got from Cheryl Lynn Eaton in Black Panther Blood Hunt. I did, which was just a 3-issue series. So I felt good. That said, we out. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Tell your friends what we got going on over here and everything like that. I'm going to come back to y'all later on, hopefully tonight, with some more comic book inspired content. It is Action Figure Tuesday, so you make sure you hit up my brother Daryl and everything like that, because he do what he do with the action figures. And Grand Madam Tarot dropped a live today, so make sure you check that out. But until next time, in the meantime, in between time, and remember the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman, I wish each and every last one of y'all love, peace, and so we out.